were just squatting?
Kind of.
Right, and you did it all up?
Yeah.
So would it be fair to say that you come from quite a bohemian background? Or just cheap?
A bit of both.
Sure. And then it says, and again, this is true that you mum dropped you off in London when you were 16 and you just looked after yourself, working on a stall, a fruit and veg stall?
Well, kind of. It was a little bit more planned. She did drop me off in London, yeah, and I did sell tomatoes on a fruit and veg stall.
She didn't just pull up at a roundabout without telling you and just get out of here.
She wanted
good luck.
me out.
Yeah. Were you raised in the 19th century? It's an extraordinary life. And it says here you know everything about tomatoes.
I do, like everything.
Is there much to know?
A lot, yeah.
What's the juiciest?
The juiciest is probably the cherry.
The cherry tomato is an absolute treat. What about the plum tomato? What kind of facts have you got on
the plum tomato, that's probably the commonest variety of all the tomatoes.
Oh, that's one of my favourites.
Probably the cheapest as well.
It is, yeah. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Tesco value. It says that you worked in a ice cream factory.
I did for a while.
These are great things for the trailer. I can't believe it.
You asked me, I was on the spot. I'm not very good at that.
Exactly, that would have been tremendous. And then you ended up at the Brit School, is that right?
Yeah.
Now, this is kind of given birth to any number of big names. Is it? I mean, I'm sure lots of people ask you. Is it like Fame?
No, not at all.
Really?
Yeah, it's just outside of Croydon.
Right.
And it's not like Fame.
Just lots of people sat round, sort of
making music. It's got lots of rooms and stuff, and just with pianos. And I just spent hours and hours sitting in a room on my own playing the piano. Really.
Yeah, and a lot of your initial songs about tomatoes. Presumably.
Yeah, they
drawing
were
on your own life
my
experience.
main base.
Yeah. Well, listen, let's hear something from you, because otherwise it's silly for us to talk without people getting a sense of the scattergood sound. So what are you going to play for us to begin with?
This first song's going to be called Other to Endless.
Thank you.
Holly Scattergood live in the Hard on 6 Music. Thank you very much indeed, that was tremendous. Is Scattergood your real name?
It is.
Good. Well, let's hope not. That would be horrible. What a depressing thought. And so, I'm just intrigued to know how you got from tomatoes and ice cream to sort of songwriting and Brit School. How does that happen? Do you have to pay for it yourself? Do you have to pay for it yourself?
No, it's a free school
to
go to. Yeah, that's why I went. I couldn't get into my local sixth form college because I couldn't read music, so that was the only place that would take me.
Right. I didn't realise it was free.
Yeah.
So there must be thousands of people there. It must be vast. It must be like a sort of Victorian workhouse. You're just endlessly turning out hits.
Well, I mean, I've been writing all of my life before I got up there, and I moved up to London, got the job, and started college at the same time.
And what would you say the sort of musical themes are of your album? Can you sort of classify?
I don't know, it's weird because lots of people have asked and I don't really know what the theme is, but somebody said to me that he thought they were all out of love songs, which I thought was quite poetic.
Out of love songs?
Yeah,
that's
but I don't
sweet.
know if they are.
It's sweet. I don't know what it means, but it's nice. Out of love?
Songs.
Out of love. Out of love songs.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's why I have him close to my side at all times, for him to be able to explain very basic sentences to me. And also, I've got someone mentioned to me that you've had sort of quite an unfortunate run of luck of late. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I'm a little bit accident prone.
Right. And how has that played itself out?
I've electrocuted myself.
You've
been run over.
You've been run over?
Yeah.
What? And in the space of...
Well, it's kind of been an ongoing thing throughout my life, but those are the latest two things.
But you didn't. They didn't happen on the same day. You didn't electrocute yourself. Your hair stood on end.
No, the same.
You ran out of the house.
The same month.
In the same month.
Yeah.
How did you electrocute yourself?
I just turned on the light switch with wet hands.
Stupid.
I know.
That's
Basic
textbook.
error.
You see, now when I grew up, there were lots of information films on TV that would put the fear of God into you about that stuff. I remember there's one about crossing train tracks. Do you remember that one, Harry?
Oh, that's scary.
Have you ever seen that? Absolutely terrifying. Little kid, he's like a football fan, then a train, he crosses the tracks, then you just see his football boots hanging on the door.
Ooh.
There was one where there was... some people come home, I can smell some gas. Someone's about to switch the light on. No! Terrifying, even to this day. Still
do you know what I
terrifying.
used to do when I was little? You know the electric fences?
You have outside of electric pylon
Yeah,
areas?
no, to stop, like, animals from coming
yes.
out of their field. My grandma used to take me and my little brother for walks, and she used to say, wear your wellies and we'll go to the electric fence, and then we used to go, hold on to the fence, and then a minute later you get, like, a shock in your body, and then it would be really funny, and then we'd go home.
It doesn't surprise me that was the sort of entertainment you had in Wivenhoe.
Yeah.
You're living in a house with no roof. You had to make your own fun, I'd have thought. So you electrocuted yourself with wet hands. that's stupid. And then you got run over.
Yeah, we were just trying to cross over the road, me and my neighbour, and she looked the wrong way because she'd been in America all month, and so she was looking to the wrong way, and I looked the right way, but I didn't have my glasses on. So yeah, we got hit, but luckily not too badly, and we went to the pub and recovered.
Good, that's the obvious thing
Yes.
to do. Yeah, I think that's also in one of those old films they used to show in school. If you get hit, just instantly go to the pub.
Yes.
A couple of whiskies, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Wow, this is extraordinary. It sounds like you could have your own sitcom. It's
Oh,
tremendous.
God.
Just every time you leave the house, you'd have that kind of music. What's Polly up to today? Oh, she's forgotten her glasses. But it'll always end in terrible tragedy. It's not a great melodrama. So listen, you've got the new album. We're very pleased to and you can play something else for us.
I am,
before you
yeah.
get off. And the album, I should say, is just called Polly Scattergood. Is that
It
right?
is, yeah.
Great. And so, what tune are you going to play now?
Please don't touch.
Thank you. Polly Scattergood, live on Six Music. Polly's debut album is out now. It's called simply Polly Scattergood, and Polly is also performing live throughout April.
I am.
Lancaster, 11th of April, Glasgow on the 12th, the 13th, Edinburgh, Manchester on the 14th, London 15th, Birmingham Glee Club 17th of April, 18th of April, Oxford, Southampton on the 19th, Dublin the 21st of April, and then May you'll be in Leeds. And before we let you go, you've obviously got a gang here of musicians. You want to
I
quickly
do,
mention
yeah.
and say thank you to them?
Yeah, I have Cameron who plays keys for me, and I
Little round of, just a slight round of applause. Just a, you know, otherwise it's absurd. They'll get big-headed. They'll go out on their own.
have Neil who plays drums,
Yeah, that's enough.
and Rich on guitar.
Great. And do the band have a name? Is it sort of Polly Scattergood and?
No, they don't, but we should think of
You
one.
should have one.
actually. Yeah.
I think Polly Scattergood and Whitebait. It seems in keeping with the sort of your name's very English. Polly Scattergood and the Rarebit. That's quite nice. It feels like it should have something kind of very traditional, very English. Beef tomatoes? The beef tomatoes. Polly Scattergood and the beef tomatoes. Perfect. And you can catch them, as I say, live in April. Thank you very much indeed, Polly,
Thank
for coming.
you
I
for
really
having
appreciate
us.
it. Thank you. Round of applause. From 1985's Psycho Candy, of course, Jesus and Mary Chain, and Just Like Honey. Steve Show, Six Music. Another round of applause again for Polly Scattergood. Very nice lady. And but listen, the time our old enemy Harry, as you know, is fast disappearing. So we're just considering what the trailers for the biopics of our lives would be. And Harry, let's hear yours. I found, I think, some suitable music. Wow, it's got the lyrics. I just found it on here. All it says is "carry on," which seems appropriate. Carry on banking. I'm surprised they never did that one.
No,
And
sure.
so what would happen, How?
Well, it opens in Birmingham in the early 80s. I'm a lovable scamp, obviously. I'm there buying teeth off children for 10p, full in the knowledge that I'll get 20p off my parents if I put it under my pillow. So there's an early insight into my trading ability. At 10, I moved down to Bristol. You know, obviously a difficult time settling in, but I befriend an absurd, lanky outcast figure.
All right, there.
Maybe he'll turn up later again in the film. You know, school goes by. I'm 18. I want to go to the Reading Festival, but my mum says you ain't going to know Reading Festival until you've sorted out a university course through clearing. It's quite an exciting film. There's lots of opportunities for special effects on my
Sure.
So
Do you go to the Reading Festival?
Well, yes, literally the first course I saw in clearing, economics,
Perfect.
at Coventry Poly. So I phoned them up, got on it, went to the Reading Festival. Oh, hello, this lanky fella's turned up again. I've missed Madder Rose because I'm waiting for him to cook some beans.
All right, there.
So I go to uni, I do my economics course, I come back, I get a job at a bank. The lanky fella, who I'm still befriending, he's moved to London. So my office shuts down and moves to London. My career's in the ascendancy, the big city, the boiler room scams, the champagne. The lanky fella gets in touch again. We both know massive successes in our respective fields. He says, "Here, Harry, would you like to become an annoying sidekick on my new Six Music show? All is good, nothing can possibly go wrong with this wonderful life I have. Or can it?" The credit crunch hits. We see Madoff and Stanford allegedly conducting their scams. The global economy collapses. The phone goes while I'm sat at my desk. "Harry, could you come into my office? You're being made redundant."
Wow.
Close up. Ah!
that's the trailer.
Fade to Black, to be continued, ... question mark.
Well, it's only a trailer, Harry. It's not the whole film.
Yeah, I've given away the end.
Have you ever seen a film trailer before?
I don't go to the cinema much.
Have you ever seen a film?
Not many.
I think it would just end with you putting the phone down after that phone call and just looking up, and there's a noose just hanging. Willie, won't he? Harry, as a lovely reward, we're all looking forward to that movie. Your musical choice this week?
Yeah, well, I've been wanting to play some Horslips for a while.
Of course you have.
Massive Irish folk rock weirdo band from the 70s. Of course, it's St Patrick's Day on Tuesday, so what better time to play some Irish music? This is Trouble with a capital T.
Harry's musical choice on this week's Steve Show. Explain yourself.
Well, there's a lot of jigging going on. I think I've done well today. That's the Horslips with Trouble with a capital T from their 1976 album, The Book of Invasions, which is a concept album about Celtic mythology.
Of course it is. Is there any other? Actually, that's very much the music that was playing in my head this Saturday when I went in search of a ploughman's lunch. I tell you, I had a pawn shop for a ploughman's.
Really?
We've been talking about ploughman's, and I thought I'd go have a ploughman's. Went to 5 different pubs. What? Almost settled for a non-ploughman's. Thought I'd just try one more. Ding dong. Went in there. Couldn't believe it. Traditional English pub. It said on the menu, traditional English ploughman's. Ploughman's, please. Sorry, we don't have any. I went, no. I said, I actually said to him,
You can't say no.
I did. I said I've been seeking a ploughman's high and low. I want a ploughman's, whatever you've got back there. He said, we've got no onions. I said, I'll have it without onions.
Yeah.
Anyway, one of the other chaps who was working behind the bar, lovely guy, I think he maybe knew Steve was. Yeah. So he helped me out, sat there, right, lovely English pub, bought me the ploughman's. Because they didn't really have a lot of the elements, it was 2 giant slabs of cheese. I'm talking huge, great big wedges of cheese.
Yeah.
And I just, for about an hour, I was playing chess. For about an hour and a half, I was just grazing on cheese. I tell you, I haven't eaten since. It's insane. Because they didn't have any ham either, so have you got any ham? He brought me two rashers of bacon. So I was just having cheese.
He told you he didn't have the ingredients, though.
But I was putting cheese on bacon like it was bread.
Raw bacon?
No, not raw bacon. Of course it was a raw bacon. Well, I'm not a maniac. But I tell you, man, you realise why you don't eat cheese like that. It's all sitting there still heavy. I mean, you know me, I got a big appetite.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's just, I'm dense with cheese.
Have you ever enjoyed a raclette?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, get yourself a raclette. You could. They do them at Borough Market.
Sounds French.
Is it a little rack?
It's they melt this kind of half moon of cheese under a kind of hot lamp, and then they simply scrape off the top kind of centimetre of melted cheese onto a paper plate with boiled potatoes and gherkins and silver skin onions on it. Bit of pepper on it. There you go.
That sounds tremendous.
It's incredible.
But the problem I had was I was so desperate for the ploughman's, and you know, obviously normally you sort of garnish it with the onions and the tomatoes and the like, and that sort of takes your mind off the fact that it is largely some cheese.
Yeah.
And interestingly, did a bit of research on the ploughman's. The ploughman's actually there's not a traditional English meal as you may imagine. It actually was essentially created in the 60s by ad men to sell cheese. To promote cheese, and so they say, oh, traditional ploughman's lunch. And people are like, ploughman's lunch? I've never... No, it's traditional. It's obviously ploughman did used to have lunch, but there is no evidence that this was what they ate. So, yeah, it was essentially created to flog us cheese. And I tell you, they won. They won. Once again, they've been victorious, because, I don't think I'd be able to eat cheese again.
Well, do we know who used to eat the raclette, then? Because that sounds very much like a French ploughman's, a plough homme, if you will.
Homme de plough. No, I don't. I'm sure the burgers of France would gorge on cheese at their lunchtimes. But of course, you've got to be... A good thing about ploughman's lunch, it's easily portable. Carry it in your ploughman's box. Whereas to have a raclette, you need to have a heat lamp.
Yes, of course.
Can't have that in the field, can you?
Perhaps some kind of welder. Traditional a French welder's lunch.
Just get your oxyacetylene torch and weld the top of your cheese off, and then slide it onto a plate of new potatoes.
Oh, delicious! I'll seek that out next Saturday for more hilarious anecdotes next Sunday.
Oh, great cheese wraps.
Listen, you know how we love to give our verdict on 3 big new releases. Well, we've entered that particular zone of the show, the last 15 minutes, where as conversation dries up, new music takes hold. Here's the new one from Depeche Mode. Perhaps unsurprisingly, the new single from Depeche Mode is called Wrong and is released